So excited. So I think what I would like to do is just give you an introduction, because there might be people.
And you can keep it short too, Candace. It's okay.
Difficult to condense all of this into.
Yes.
But for those of you that are here that might not have seen part one, please make sure to watch part one. You will be able to follow on this evening. But Jennie has been with us since the beginning. She's new to a gifting economy, so she only joined us when we first launched. Mm-hmm. And she's actually from the corporate world. She used to be a financial analyst. And she's from marketing and public relations, and she's also worked for many Fortune 300 companies. She's also, after the discoveries that were more to her purpose, everything divinely ended in her corporate career, and she was guided to collect information, not knowing the full reason. But from an early age of having extrasensory abilities to a traumatic upbringing as a child, she started her collection in the mastery of her human experience. Throughout the past 10 years, she stepped fully into her purpose and soul mission, assisting humanity in their healing of the broken soul. Her entire life was the collection to be relatable in her sharing of the message. Not only is she diverse in the spiritual studies of Urantia's origin of human life, she's also part of the Miracles of Forgiveness community. She's certified in the Energetic Boundary Studies, certified in the Arthur Findlay Britten style as a professional evidential medium, certified Reiki master and teacher. She's also a certified Diksha, which is the oneness blessing. And she's also an incredible theta healer, which is beautiful DNA healing. And we had a wonderful conversation about that, because I know a little bit about that. She knows way more than I do. But again, during the utilization of the study and having assisted many people around the United States, she had to lay everything down and just accept that all of that was part of her mastery. She was then guided to become the embodiment of all the teachings that she had collected. And she took a 2-year sabbatical, traveling the Western states, giving herself to the universal divine flow. No money, no home, just her and her guidance, putting all her teachings to the test. Her task was to master the 7 stages of the human experience. During her sabbatical, she was guided to write her perspective and collected truth on her discoveries and share it to the people. So now she's also a published author, and her book was called Mastering the Human Experience. After she published her book, she was gifted some rest and relocated from Seattle to California, and then was guided to study more in the financial realms, getting licensed as a life insurance agent, and now she understands why. Through her observation and guidance from Spirit, she is here to share the message to bring humanity back home to self. She is a messenger of the New Earth consciousness, and not only is she an alien, like most of us are here, she is also and here with a large soul family, as we all are this evening, where we are going to all restore consciousness and wholeness, and love and understanding will be remembered by the people that reside on this planet. Freedom will be restored, abundance restored, and love is understood and locked in. Yes. So, Jennie, lovely to have you here. I'm so excited. I've had the pleasure of doing one of her incredible meditations, and she asked me to give her feedback afterwards, and I was like, well, I can't really, because I went into such a deep state of relaxation. It was beautiful, but I really can't tell you what happened, so I'm going to do it again. But it's one of those you would want to do over and over again. She is very special human, or not human, and such a soft soul. So thank you. I'm going to stop blabbering now. And
awesome. Wow, 5 minutes. Woohoo. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming tonight, coming back to be my witness, to continue in my sharing of my collection in the human experience. Today is a little bit different. For some reason, the energies have shifted for me, and I kind of I don't understand why, so I'm going to go with the flow. So please bear with me. I will be opening up the executive house within myself, which is the storing of all of my human experiences, because I need to come into my vulnerability tonight, which I was going to do last week, but I'm going to do that today because it explains the mental crusher and how the mental crusher works to access the human mind. Now, I was going to show you guys an amazing way of manifesting. So many things I've manifested in my life, all the way up to $14,000, $18,000. It just fills my bank and it comes in. And coming from my upbringing and where I came from to who I am today are two different souls. I've definitely had major shifting in my soul self. And if you knew me way back when, you would be like, this is not Jennie. So I wanted to, just one second. I wanted to share with you everything that I could, and I couldn't fit it into an hour. And there's so much to our human experiences that we collect. It's impossible to share it with you in an hour. But I was guided to eradicate everything that I was going to show you in the creation aspect of manifestations, as well as your attractions and the power that you have to do that. Because I was skipping the law of process. And within the law of process, if I skip that for you, you will fall into a big hole and you will sit there until you get the knowledge to get out, because I was cutting stages to the process of your attraction, which is forgiveness. Without the forgiveness, you will never be able to attract. And the reason why we are going to talk about that tonight is because if you are going to learn forgiveness, then you understand the mental crusher. And when you understand the mental crusher, you understand the power of the belief system. And when you understand the power of the belief system, you understand your human nature, which is the law of human nature. And when you come into that, you come into the master embodiment of you are ready to receive. I can't skip stages. So please forgive me. I was going to show you all kinds of cool stuff, but we're going to have to go into the forgiveness after the mental crusher. So if you guys can, please, do I have access to share my screen? Yes? Thank you. And keep in mind, I love to create. So some slides are funny, and some you may see Chris and Candace and all of them in it, but I'll just leave that to you guys to find, because it's all about having fun. So 1 second. It's gonna take a minute, okay? Please let me know if you guys all can see this. Thumbs up? Yes? Good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a journey. And this I have to begin. I have to give you the why to what is the wake-up call and why do we experience wake-up calls in our life. Some people call it and see it as the awakening. Some people call it I am woke. To me, it doesn't really matter, because you're awakening every single day of your life. Every time you receive a human experience, you are in the awakening process to gain new knowledge and a new belief system. I will tell you right now, everything in your life right now is a belief system. You only rise above the old belief system, creating a new belief system so you can climb in a vibrational frequency, which is on a cellular level. Everything is a belief system, no matter what you think, all the way up to the sky being blue. Who told you it was blue? Who came up with the color blue? It was all done through humanity. So everything is energy. Therefore, everything is a belief, so you can create the reality for yourself to experience. The universal wake-up call experience. I'm going to give you a perspective of the human being. I'm going to give you a perspective of the spirit itself. Two different understandings so you can understand how I see things and how just a normal human being walking this planet, having a human experience, kind of stuck in the belief system. It doesn't really matter, but this is how they would view it. So let's go over the human. In order to not be conformed, yes, conformed and controlled, we must be removed from all comforts of cycle and the false identities created by your teachers. Either it be through starvation, instilled fears, loss of image or family member, betrayals, loss of income, global pandemic, illness, traumatic events, near-death experiences, or addictions, the fight or flight will activate. creating a reaction response from you that will create the shift needed in your life. That gets you up off the couch. If you lose the couch, you lose your house, you're going to get up and you have to do something. So what's going to happen is that everything you've collected in your life is going to help you go to the next stage. Life as you know it and everything you are experiencing in that moment ends. A human will shift to survival mode, accessing all knowledge collected in life to survive, creating the shift needed. An authentic free will law choice, yes, free will law, you have the choice if you want to agree or disagree, if you want to take it on, it's all up to you. You have that full power. And it must be made to conform or not to conform. You agree or to disagree, which is a belief or I believe or I don't believe. You have to shift from your childhood collection, because if you live in the child your whole life, you can easily finish this entire human experience and say, well, I didn't know. That's what my mommy and daddy taught me. You're going to be broken from that. These are called the adult soul stages. So when you come into the adult soul stage of who you are and how you present yourself, you're going to go through several human experiences to break you from all conformity that was an imprint or a conditioning, whatever your parent wanted you to do, what they wanted you to eat and how they wanted you to believe. You have to break all that because you have to come into yourself and have your own agreements or disagreements to what you want to experience or exchange with another human being. Let's go over the spirited self-understanding. The universal laws require the alignment and balance in all things to remain in harmony on a collective whole perspective. In order to sustain this balance and harmony, humanity must shift by the activation requirement in the belief system. You are activated. So I'm sure a lot of people in the spiritual community say, oh, there's activations. Well, that is correct. All false personality, which are identities, and false beliefs that control the conscious and the subconscious mind will be cleared and shifted. As each human being partakes in the broken open heart experience, it will start the evolutionary process of the soul. This is the only way to activate the true authentic self, the change in life that is needed, and the choices made to create new experiences. This brings you into your mastery. I wanted to let you know, a beautiful mentor of mine many, many years ago says, you are an original. You are not a carbon copy. You need to shake yourself out of it and become the person that you are, become the authentic self and why you're here on this planet. He was so true when I started really getting into myself and getting into knowing how I perceive life and how I wanted to experience my life and what I was attracting, even though I wanted to experience other things. You have a choice. You can either become and start your own activation, saying, I want to take on everything in my life, or you can say, oh, I'm gonna, chill for a while and take advantage of all this awesomeness and wait for the wake-up call. I highly recommend you don't do that. I did that. It's no fun. But to understand what it means to be a copy, you blame others. You manipulate truth to sustain comfort. Your life is viewed from the lens of fear, programming, and imprinting, which is all from the past. You speak what you don't understand. This is spinning in the cycles until you learn the lesson. You are imprisoned by the mind. Pretty much you're a zombie till you're just living life. You're not really truly collecting life. You're just going with the flow. And you're like, it's okay. But the whole point of life is to find that marveling aspect of it and find all the beauty and the aha moments, because that is where you are going to grow. And that is how you're really going to see life for its true authentic experience itself, just the beauty. And that's where you want to be. You want to go into that direction. Original understanding. This is being the original. This is being who you are. You experience yourself. You receive perspectives from others, but not make it your own. That is very important. You're not a regurgitation. You're not somebody who just collects and say, oh, that was a great book. This is going to be who I am. But you really don't do the work to become the shared knowledge, which that person gave to you as a gift. You do the work and you take accountability for creating and owning the masterpiece walk of life. I'm going to put it this way. If the God, the grand I whole, the infinite source of all sources, whatever you call it, If they gave you a huge, beautiful canvas to cover an entire wall, and then they say, here you go. You're going to go into this planet and you're going to collect all the colors that you're going to use, and you're going to get all the tools that you need. And I want you to create me your best, beautiful vision of your life. That's what you're doing. That is the masterpiece walk of life. You are your own step to your dance, your own tune, your own vibration. You can do whatever you want. You don't really have to follow everybody else. You get the whole entire dance floor. You get the whole entire lifetime to dance to your own tune, to your own steps every single day of your life. The master of life is what you will become, which is freedom consciousness, which is abundance consciousness. Because once you are free, you are the vibration and all that you seek, my dears. It is beautiful, it is amazing, and you are unstoppable, you are infinite. And no one will have the power to come in and take you from where you're at and put them in their reality and make you live their reality. That is so powerful when you come into the original state of beingness, which is your color, it is your vibration, it is your attitude, your personality, it's everything who you are and how you're sharing this to the world. This is the beautiful mental crusher. Welcome to the belief system. As you can see, there are several shapes and colors and sizes. It doesn't matter. That is what your infinite possibilities are. That is your evidential. It's the evidence that is coming your way to change your belief system, to give you a new human experience. Well, if you look right there in between, there is the judgment, the egoic mind. Yes, this is the mental crusher. It will always stamp down if you are in the belief system and the belief system owns you. No matter what comes your way, no matter what beautiful opportunities come your way to be more of an abundant being in this world, to have all the beautiful things that you desire in your life, well, you have this mental crusher that you need to trick to get through. And if you don't know about it, you do tonight. You know, it's a beautiful thing to master. It was hard. It was a very challenging experience for me to master. And I will explain to you why in a minute. But if you look here to my left, it's the belief system. It's the true self and vibration. This is everything you collected in your childhood and your teenhood. Even in adulthood, you're always collecting a new belief as you eradicate the old belief. You're always going to rise above what was before, always, because that is your climb and ascension. That's why people call it the ascension, but it's just climbing in yourself. You're going into the depths of you. So if you've had poverty, imprints, fears, political views, your image, yes, image is huge. Your race, your religion, and if you can see here, I put won't work. So let's say we have gift of legacy coming in. If you have poverty, fear, image, if you have any of that in there from your past and gift of legacy is going to come in, you're going to already have a thought that you do not know about, but you will kind of like, it's just there rambling like the voices in your head. Yes, that's the true vibration. That's the true belief system. So as it comes through, you're going to be like, it won't work. Yeah, right. Okay, I guess I'll try it, but dang, that's $100. Wow, what do I do with that? Okay, is this going to be a loss? How many people can I get? You're already going into the mind because there is a file cabinet of poverty. So you already don't have the experience of what abundance means. So poverty, the little voices are going to go off. You have fear of already being betrayed by other different type of maybe gifting communities or MLMs, or, you know, somebody saying, hey, come try this out, and it never works for you. So that right there, those little voices are going to go off. And then you have your image. And this is big. This is something that I've observed throughout the gift of legacy and through people that I talk to. Well, I really can't share it with everybody because, you know, I have my reputation to uphold. You know, I'm this with like the government, or I'm this with very important rich people. They won't understand this, so I can't share it. What you're doing is you are feeling and listening and believing in the thoughts from the belief system because you have image in there. So however you were raised or however perfect you need to be, because you don't understand the gift of legacy coming in, the mental pressure is going to crush it down to make it fit so you could be comfortable in your reality. So the people around you won't think you're crazy or you're doing something crazy. God forbid if they think that, right? So this is how the mental pressure works. Down below, I have written, the ego cannot be eliminated. And this is one thing I want to share with everybody. I was in my own growth in the spiritual community, the metaphysical community. It was always, you have to get rid of the ego. You have to get rid of the ego. And every time I was going into the human experience to find the truth, the evidence that I have to get rid of the ego to change my life, the ego would never go away. And so what I gathered in my own collection with my own communication that I do as a medium and how I connect with my own guidance, you can't get rid of the ego as you're on this physical planet. The ego assists you in survival. The ego is what kicks in the fight or flight. It saves your life at times, so it has to be there. You have to know how to rise above the ego at all times, so you know when to use the ego as a benefit to exit a harmful experience, or anywhere you go, you really are, you're open to good and I'm bad, you're open to dark and light, you have full access to totality here on this planet. So you want to make sure that the ego is there to assist you, to say, go, 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 you got to get out, or you will continue experiencing the scene. So we're grateful for the ego, but to have it run our life and be in the driver's seat of our life, that's a different story. So I will go over here on my right, and I'm going to read, the mental pressure sits outside the entrance of the belief system and only allows evidence that fits in your own belief system to enter. This is the biased opinion that I showed you in the video last week. Any contradictory information is rejected or made to fit. So it doesn't matter, you're going to be a light blue box. It's not going to be a dark blue circle, a red triangle, a yellow square. It is not going to be the big, beautiful gift of legacy that you want to come in so you can partake in this wonderful opportunity. You're going to smash it down because you have all these little file cabinets of experiences that you're holding on to because you can't rise above it because you really don't know how, or let alone know that it even existed. Our beliefs can remain unchanged despite there being any contradictory evidence. It doesn't matter. No matter if you are in a new relationship, or if somebody new comes and presents themselves before you and you're in a relationship, you're never going to know to partake because you're not open to flow. You're not open to any of it. And we always have an understanding, not always, let me correct that. We have a belief system that when you're in a relationship, you own the relationship. You are dedicated, you are committed, you are in this, and this is forever, no matter how crazy, mean, abusive, whatever they may be, even if they're not even the right shoe size or for you, or if you've grown to a new stage in your life, are they that perfect fit for you? Did they grow with you? Are they the matching frequency, like-minded? This is the mental pressure. Some people will stay because they were raised and told you always stay married. You have to stay married no matter what. And they'll be married for years and years and years and years. And they sleep in separate bedrooms. They're on one's on a couch watching the game and the wife is bored. I mean, if you truly observe relationships and you truly observe the belief system, everything is revealed for you. You have to grow. You're here to grow and to collect. And if you could do it together with a life partner, beautiful. But you have to know that I am not going to pluck them from their garden. I'm going to wait till somebody grows in mine, because it's a matching vibration. The like attracts like. And when you grow in the garden together and not pluck somebody out from their rooted embodiment of what they've learned in their life, and then you put them in a vase and say, hey, thanks for being in my space and making it beautiful, that's a temporary high. That's a fulfillment of void. So we always want to be, again, like Candace and Chris and Melissa. I mean, everybody says it's all about the like-mindedness. There is so much truth to that, because everybody who comes your way is showing you as a mere reflection that what you have evolved from in the belief system, they represent you. You're looking in the mirror. And so if you can grow with like-minded, and you can make sure that you're always growing and evolving, everything is love. It is not a rejection. It is not saying, sorry, I don't want to be with you anymore. No, it's thank you for the human experience that you were able to exchange with myself, with me. Thank you for being my teacher and for also allowing me to step up into the teacher vibration. Thank you. And then you release, and then you go to the next embodiment or the next experience. That is how we live life to the fullest. Yes, you can have a partner that was willing to grow with you for the rest of your life. Yes, that's an infinite possibility, absolutely. But you have to go into the mastery of that experience, and you have to be vulnerable in that experience and grow in that experience, because the mental crusher is everything that you are. It is the totality of your personality, and that is the soul. That is your spirit itself. Okay, let me adjust myself. This one's going to be interesting. Okay, this is how we see our life, as the belief system is here. And then this is how, through our eyes, we observe our life. Everything is distorted according to what is stored back here in the belief system. Now, I'm going to adjust, not in my reality, because my reality is speaking to you, but I'm going to adjust in my vibration and access the storehouse within me. And just flow with me on this one. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Acts, Roman, and Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. I can keep going. I can remember walking down into a basement and having to study every single chapter of the Bible because I was in a Christian cult when I was little. And it was interesting going into these memories and going into my belief system. And every time I would look up, there was the paddle, and it had verbiage on there that I had to be perfect for God, and I had to be perfect for that, which did affect my life and my life's creations as I got older. The part that I can remember, as I can say the entire Bible in my head, of every single chapter of the Bible and its orders. I remember the tree branches outside that I would have to pick. So when nobody was watching me, I would be out there as a little girl bending the branch to make sure it wouldn't break. So every time I knew if I got it wrong and I had to go pick a branch off a tree, I had to make sure it wouldn't snap, because if it snapped, I got it worse. So moving scenes, holographic scene to another scene. In sixth grade, I believe it was sixth grade, I was in cafeteria. It was an outside cafeteria. And keep in mind, I didn't love my life. I've been through so much in my life thus far, up to sixth grade. I hated who I was. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't care for anybody. I wasn't close to teachers, because as far as I knew, adults were evil. People were evil. Men were evil. They would hurt you. It didn't matter what you took on. It's just in that moment, everybody was coming at me, throwing milk at me, dumping milk on me, spaghetti, chocolate milk, throwing the trays at me, hitting me in the head. And these were kids in a public school doing this, and not one teacher, adult was around while that was happening. And when they came and took me, I had to go home. And when I went home, I was given a switchblade to go back and to go kill everybody, because that was my upbringing. And so when I went through that, then changing holographic scenes, I come into having a knife to my throat and having to beg for my life after being sexually assaulted, abused, and coming in. Keep in mind, I feel this, but I want to show you the power of the belief system. This is vulnerability. This is what it looks like. So when you come into having a knife to your throat and begging your life to survive, you're learning, dear one, what is going on? What is the scene around you? Who are the characters? What are you learning? This is what was in my head at that time, the voice guiding me through it. Changing scenes, holographic scenes. My husband dies, leaving me with 2 children. First experience of love. Holographic scene, change. I'm now homeless in my car, sleeping with my children. I was scared. Now I'm going to shift out. Everything in my childhood experience, if you look at the screen, the energy is going to shift out. Just 1 second, just let it go. The childhood experience, bullied and hurt by others, has created the shifting of all the holographs, some of those holographic scenes that I've shared with you. That created a core belief system for me to manifest and attract everything in my life. Everything in my life I've attracted, I created. Can you imagine how that felt when I figured that one out? I was one pissed off woman, let me tell you. The world is dangerous. These are the belief systems. This is everything behind me right here in the belief system. The mental pressure, remember, all those infinite possibilities that came in, it didn't matter because I was so broken as a soul. In the mental pressure, there was no way I was going to allow anything in to keep myself safe. So as you can see, the core belief, others will hurt me. The world is a dangerous place. I am useless. I am unlovable. I must try to please others. Yes, this is the creation of the people pleaser. If you are a people pleaser, you might want to look at your childhood upbringing, which is the belief system. This changed my behavior. Did you know I became the craziest alcoholic there ever was? I became a biker chick. I didn't care if I died. I didn't care. I would literally be on the I-25 going 70 miles an hour on my motorcycle with my hands up in the air. That's how much I didn't care. I really went into the hate and the darkness and the evil of life. I embraced it to find my light within that so I can heal myself. Yes, it's been so many years I've had a drink. Oh my God, years, maybe 17 plus. I mean, I can go all the way back. But it created emotions. I wasn't scared to fist fight. I wasn't scared to have a bar fight. I wasn't scared. I was one of those dark, angry people. There are a lot of people out there like that we ignore and that we judge. I was one of those people. And I've also judged those people too as well. It changed my whole thought. It changed everything I presented to the world, the situations and events and everything I saw through my perception as I observed, which is stage 1 of the human experience. As I observed that, it was all distorted anyways. I didn't see the beautiful colors of the trees. I just saw a tree. I didn't see the connection that the tree was me. It wasn't even a tree. It was another aspect of me. I just saw a tree because my distortion of my perception to life was everything I believed. Life was ugly, so therefore it would be ugly. I created that. You must give direction to the subconscious mind, the belief system. It's your everything. You have to give it direction. It will not move or change what you are unless you tell it to. The secret, number 1 secret to manifestation. Yes, you have to tell the subconscious what you desire as if you already have it in the present moment. And that is not easy to do. And I could tell you that right now. The false personalities are created by the ego to protect the true self, which is the belief system, the imprinting, and the programming. This is how you are safe in your new reality, either it be a benefit or a harm. I chose harm, and I kept choosing harm because I didn't know that I could choose a benefit. Nobody taught me that. If they are guilty, you are guilty. Forgive everyone without exception. Forgive everyone. And this is the piece that I had to bring to you because forgiveness is part of the law of process. It has to be mastered. And let me explain to you something about forgiveness. A lot of people define it in many different ways, but there is an interesting way that I was shown and guided to understand as being forgiveness, the embodiment of forgiveness. Your truest essence of self is love. Yes, I'm sure we all know that. You don't have to do anything with it. It is perfection. It is so beautiful and so perfect. That is your source self. That is who you are, the embodiment of love. It's profound. All you are doing is undoing what is not you. That is what you're doing on this planet. What you're doing with all your human experiences is undoing, unraveling what you've collected and all the imprinting and programming that you've collected in your life, no matter who the teachers were, you're undoing that to rise above it, to shift into new experiences for yourself to grow. Your truest essence is revealed with all experiences. So without an experience, you'll never know who you are because you never have the contrast, which is the law of polarity and the law of contrast. You need it. Forgiveness is everything. The mind is the only thing that needs saving. Forgiveness is for the mind, only for the mind. If you do not forgive, you have to create a new story onto why you did not forgive. So yes, that is the victim energy. This is creating another layer of ego creation to heal. This is the false identity, how the ego will create it to put it over so you can be accepted by society. Because you are so much in guilt and you're so much in the victim and so much in that pain, nobody's going to like you because you already believe that to be true. So you have to create a false personality. And sometimes that could be so strong. You could be so potent to people. You come across hardcore. That too is not loving. You're still in the pain, but that's the ego in the driver's seat of your life. And if you can remember, last week I said, please put your ego in the pocket and your mind up on a shelf. Remember, if you are triggered, you have not healed. Situations and experiences as they come to you through the 7 stages of the human experience, if it can flow through your being, you have healed because you are the vibration of that already. That is your true essence. It's a collection. But if it comes in and it kind of ravels you and you're like, don't like it, you have something that's within you that needs to heal still. It's just a deeper seed, or it's a little fragment left over from healing that really didn't fully, completely heal. The mind can choose if this is a prison or a classroom. Yes, I choose it to be a classroom at all times. And that has saved me to grow beyond what my life used to be and what my old self, my inner child took on. So know that everything here is a classroom. Gift of Legacy is a classroom. Everyone I speak to is a classroom. I love the engage with humanity. I love the engage, the intimate engage of just listening to people and hearing about their life because I get to know their true essence and color. This is how I really can truly accept who I am on a whole different aspect understanding. You are me, I am you, we are one. Most unconscious guilt is projected by the self due to the stored experiences in the belief system. Forgiveness offers you to create everything you desire in life. Everything. If you cannot forgive, you will not be able to rise above the mental pressure, actually trick the mental pressure to rise above the belief system in order to become the vibration in which you desire in life. Like attracts like, always the law of cause and effect. That is how it works. So if you have a lot of healing to do and you're just living with it and you're constantly speaking, oh, this and this and this is happening, this is happening. When you're in that vibration, you will never be a matching vibration of abundance. So if you're with the Gift of Legacy, I highly recommend you attend Mondays. I highly recommend you attend training days. You go over the Gift of Legacy until it becomes the embodiment of you, to where you no longer believe it. It is already there and you are just experiencing it with no judgment. Highly recommend that. Forgiveness offers you to create everything you desire in life. It will take you back to the cause, the center point of creation, which is you. Okay? The only way to change anything from the law of cause and effect is to go back to the cause, which is the cycle, go back to the cause and shift it to recreate a new experience. It just go, okay, I remember doing it this way. I'm going to shift it and do it this way. I'm going to do the opposite. So when I said no and I was in the law of resistance this time, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say yes and see what it gives me. This is how we rise above our belief system. Which lens are you looking through? Here are 2 different purposes. There's the ego purpose and there's the spirit's purpose. Let's go over the ego. Life will be complicated with lots of repeats due to the expression of self experiencing separation, victim, and regret. The cycles will repeat. These are the circle of completion, the sixth stage of the human experience. The spirit's purpose. Nothing ever happened to you. Nothing ever happened to you. You only gained a new perspective and growth. That's it. You're only here to collect that as a golden coin and put it in your pocket, because at the end, you're going to have all your coins that you need to go to the next stage level of whatever destination is charted for you. Everything has purpose. Everything is connected as one. The separation never occurred. Only in the mind did you separate. That's why forgiveness is for the mind. It sets yourself free as the prisoner that you have locked yourself up in a cage and you have the key in your pocket. You were the prisoner the whole time, not the other person, not the teacher, because the teacher is just going to keep moving on and going to collect their students and do the same for everybody, because that's the beautiful blessing. It will wake you up. It's a universal wake-up call. That's their job. You are grateful for that opportunity. So you take it on with heart and no judgment, because nothing happened to you. You're not a victim. You have gained wisdom for that. So you can rise above the belief system and create a new belief system so you could be the like attracts like of abundance. Body and mind are the world, and the world is the direct extension of the body and mind. They're all the same. They're not separate. I always thought that, the way the universal laws work, it's a mind fuckery. I mean, I'm just being real. And it kind of makes you feel like, okay, this is a big rabbit hole I'm jumping down. You just have to allow the flow and allow it to take you so you can collect the teachings. If you stay in one thing always, and even though that contract may end of the experience between the exchange of two people, you're going to notice you're going to kind of be like, or you're going to always be fighting up against a battle, which is going against the current, because you're not in alignment with your charted path. There's so many people for you to experience. That's what life is all about. And if you're in the true embodiment of love, there is no rejection. There is no separation of anything. Everything is just an experience. Our belief system tells us otherwise, though, and I respect that. Do you prefer to be right, or do you prefer to be happy? You choose. Do you agree or disagree? Is that a benefit or is it a harm? This is the power and the beauty of choosing. A secret to life is that you die before you die. Isn't that interesting? You die before you die. It's all in the end where you begin. Everything, all the way up to my blinking, is a creation and a destruction simultaneously happening all day. I will never see and observe anything twice the same. Everything is new, because light shifts, shadow shifts, everything changes. You'll never see it twice. So you're always going to be in the destruction as well as the creation all at the same time. You are the director of all scenes in your life. You are the creator of all experiences. All your collected emotions have created your unconscious ego, guilt, and fear. Forgiveness is the funeral for setting yourself free from the mental pressure and your process and elimination to your soul's evolution. This is growth. It's your school, it's your playground. This is the University of Life, the most prestigious university ever created. And you are here partaking in that. So know how beautiful and powerful you are right now with me saying that. Here's the truth. This is my truth, but please challenge my truth. I ask you to challenge me and everything that I'm sharing, because no matter what, you are going to grow within your research of challenging me to be wrong. So no matter what, it's a win-win. We are not here to forgive as it being a lesson to collect. We are here to collect the exchanges of the human experiences. Forgiveness is to kill the ego in a way to rise above it, to shift the belief system so you can move to the next stages in life. There is no wrong. Everything is perfectly divinely charted. Everything is perfect no matter what you choose, because everything helps you grow. Only experiences with no judgments are the ones that are a benefit. And that is through my own collection of everything I've been through in my life. Now, to trick the mental crusher. Yes, this is how I was guided. I had a beautiful mentor that came and went and disappeared off this planet. So yes, I've had some amazing mentors that were aliens because I couldn't find them again. So communicate with the mind. This is taking your power back. When I was going through my healing and going through my I ams, even how people say fake it till you make it, well, some of that's true and some of that can be a little bit, rabbit holey. You don't want to really go down the fake it, because you're always going to get what you are. You are what you seek, dear ones. So that is who you're going to be. So you really can't fake it, but I guess you can if you want to. Whatever you want to experience, that's totally up to you. But I was doing a lot of I ams. So everything I was able to heal in my subconscious, which is called the executive house, everything that I wanted to heal, I would write in my I am journal, and I would write it down that I am. And everything I would heal all the way up to all my abuses, all my traumatic events, everything that I experienced with it, I would go in and find love to my perpetrators. Find so much intense love for them, and the gratitude of a full heart saying thank you. That was hard. That was challenging for me. So when I had to come in writing my I ams, my belief system as I was shifting was saying, yeah, right. So I would say, I am loved, safe, and secure. Those were my main things I wanted to experience in my life. Yes. Have I reached it? Yes. I now take care of myself, and I've mastered a lot of things in my life. But at that time in the past, I would have, I am loved, safe, and secure. My mental crusher would come in and smash it down to fit so I could be comfortable. My belief system is saying, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. You will never be secure. You will never have people that will love you. That will never happen. And all of this was surfacing in me. I would almost literally tell myself to shut the F up because it wouldn't stop. And that's how I was learning how to come into the question, to stay in the question. Why am I deserving to be loved, safe, and secure? So I would ask my mind that, so my mind can say, the light bulb turns on and says, let's find a solution, Jennie. Let's find a solution to how we can make that possible for you. Because that is what the mind is designed to do. The belief system's always going to screw me up anyways. So I'm now going to trick the mind and the belief system to work for me, for my benefit. The mind has to answer the question the moment you ask it. It has to. It has to find a security feeling for you to keep you safe in the new reality creation that you are desiring to create. The mind's always going to do that. That's me telling the subconscious what to do, all by asking a simple question. So when you're going into the shifting of the belief systems and you're starting to say, I am this, I am that, I am this, and you're starting to get doubt or anything that surfaced to make you feel that you are not, go into that thought that you just received and said, well, why? So the mind can come in to come up with a solution to create that new reality to rise above the belief system. When you come into understanding the law of resistance is you resisting, it's the no. It's everything you've said no to, everything. That resistance will always play out for you. That no you will experience in your life because you created it. It's the law of cause and effect. Remember, all universal laws are within the law. They're all under the big umbrella of the universal law of love, oneness. So no matter what, you just created now a ripple effect of resistance, which is denial of something of infinite possibility that came in, contradictory evidence that came in. You're going to be, no, thank you, not for me. It's going to happen. So you create this rejection outward from self. You are the source, the center point of the cause to the effect. So it's going to ripple out. So your denial is going to form out into the world, and it's going to come back to you as the ripple to experience. And that was what happens when you're in the law of resistance. So your goal is to be a yes person, even if it's for a minute. It doesn't matter. Say yes, go in it and go, oh, okay, well, thank you so much. That was a great talk, or that was a great experience. Thank you. And you keep moving. So you want to avoid continuous ripples of everything you've said no to. Can you imagine? Yikes. So you will create more experiences to resist with denial. They will be everything you deny, like I mentioned. You are the answer to everything. Yes, you, all you beautiful people that are witnessing me right now. Yes, you are the answer to everything. Your human experience reveals the truth in what you are as a creator. And it displays the blockages that you have to, that keep you from creating your best abundant life. Awareness plus the human experience equals new level of consciousness. Yes, soul evolution equals wealth. Expression. Expressions are the outcome of agreed thoughts. To express yourself is to make known to the world. Is to stand on the stage of life saying, here I am, baby, and let's do this. That is kind of how it is. It's kind of how it feels. This is how you get to know who you are and who you would love to become for the world, for yourself. It takes a lot to become what you truly desire to be. It really does. There's work that you have to do. And people call it soul work, but it's just do the work. Read the books that you can read, but put it down and thank the perspective. But you have to do the work of what you read, of that gain knowledge, that blessing, to see if it works for you in your life. That's how you grow. So first, you experience your thoughts created by your belief systems first. Second, you experience yourself through your expressions of beliefs. You can see everybody's belief system if you just sit and talk to them. Just right now, you can see my belief systems. They're displaying before you right now as I speak to you. Always check yourself. I love to check myself. And I invite you to check yourself all the time. Check your thoughts that you get all day long. Just check them. And if you don't like them, or if they kind of create that limitation advice, you know, that little angel and the little devil, the voice that you hear, always go into the question, well, why did you say that? And then the mind's going to go, oh, I got to now come up with a solution. And it takes you away from the mental pressure and goes into the belief system. And it allows you to shake it up and shift it up and, you know, shift it up and rise above it. Welcome to your mastery. You get results all day long. Yes, whatever's in your subconscious, the subconscious is not a judge. It does not judge. It does not say, well, which one, and flip through everything in your the belief system and say, which one am I going to grant them today? That's not how it works. So you get all your good and you get all your bad. So everything that you are is the personality, the totality of you will experience 100%. It's universal law guarantee. It is your free will right to continue experiencing it. Again, is it a benefit or a harm? Do you agree or disagree as what is being presented before you? You'll only know to do that if you're in the 7 stages of the human experience, because you have to go through the cycle, which is the law of process. You can't skip a stone as you cross the river. You cannot skip a step either. Same thing. I am not moving on the boards. Now, I put this here because this is very important. This is a lot that I've heard. I'm not moving on the boards. Well, instead of going into your mastery of all your work that you've done, and you know you've already explained it to them once, twice, even 3 times, it's time to step back and say, check your belief system. You don't even need to go into that energy anymore, because they're only taking your energy from you because they don't want to do the work. They know why they're not on the board, because it's in their belief system. They created it. So they already know. So all you have to do is check your belief system. Well, this is a scam. Well, you kind of already told them several times that what this is all about and all the beautiful blessings that gift of legacy can offer. Check your belief system. Maybe there's a poverty belief system inside of you. Maybe there's something going on in the file cabinet of the image that you created about yourself, because you're always going to be in the law of resistance if it's going to impact anything inside of your belief system, because that mental pressure, that judgment is going to smash you down to fit. I am broke. To let everybody know, be observant of your words, because that is your command of what you're going to receive in your human experience. If you are broke, your wish is granted. That's all I can say about that. It's okay to go in, do your best to be careful with the I ams, and do your best to be careful and be mindful with your words, even if you need to be silent, because you already know that's for the best and highest good for you to be silent. To come into the ego to prove somebody wrong, or to prove that they did wrong. How dare you? You did wrong. I'm going to prove that you did this error and you messed up, and I'm going to prove that you're a scammer. I'm going to prove that you're a lie. That's your ego. You're not in the heart space. You're not in the love vibration. No matter how much you may claim to be, you're not. And it reveals to all those who see you on the stage of life, presenting yourself to the world. Imagination is the truest force to take you where you have never been. That is where you want to go. It's the unknown. You have to find the light within the unknown, which is taking on the human experience to put existence to it. That is the light, the enlightenment, the aha moment. This is your true path to manifesting all that is and ever will be. You are a millionaire, each and every one of you. You have the possibility and the capability of being a millionaire. It is the mental pressure that tells you you are not. Are your reasons aligned with your desired life images? Reasons, which are all the emotions in the heart that give the amplification of really what you want to desire in life. The heart is the key. The heart is the amplification that pushes it out into the world for it to become matter for you to experience as your reality. Reasons convince the heart to internalize the dreams and desires, and it also gives it working substance. Without the emotional connection, giving from the heart, you will never imagine it. It will never be there because you are the creator. You are the point, center point of all cause and effect that you experience for yourself. It will never create for you to experience. I just want to say that. It's very important. It will never create for you to experience. If your heart is not behind it, backing you up, you won't partake in the experience of it. The more reason you have, the more powerful your imaginations will be. You want all the human experiences you can take on because those are your collected reasons of why you want something that is contrast, that is opposite to something that you kind of received that didn't make you feel good. But without that didn't make you feel good, you wouldn't know that you would want something to make you feel good. Makes sense? Below, Chris talked about a while ago, he talked about the unconsciously incompetent, the consciously incompetent, and the consciously competent. And it's such a tongue twister. But when he was talking about that, I was like, oh my gosh, light bulbs were going on. I was like, that is literally how it is on the mastering of the human experience, the understanding and the understanding, and the sleeping zombie. I mean, it's all right there. And I had to add this because it was very profound. And Chris, thank you for sharing that, because it was so profound for me to put all the missing links together. Conformity is the unconsciously incompetent. You have no idea what you're doing, even though you're doing it, you just don't know you're doing it. I call that the sleeping agent or the walking zombie. You are completely conformed. You are 100% belief system, and you are 100% everyone else but your true self, because you're not present. Universal wake-up call. This is the consciously incompetent. I know that I don't know. I now know that I don't know. So I am waking up to it. That's good. This is where you call out, hey, universe, I need some help. This is where you really want to change, because now you're awake to knowing you don't know. Understanding. Yes, this is part of the 7 stages. Understanding. Consciously competent, mastering the human experience. You have to do the work to understand the vibration in which you're collecting. The 7 stages. You have to do the training. You have to literally walk through the experience. You have to observe the creation, for the introspection is coming in. You have the emotion that you are collecting. This is all the reasons that are going to amplify the heart's desires. You need the emotion. That is the vibration in which you come in the personality of knowledge. When you step into knowledge, this is where you step into all your reactions and all your responses to the laws of the cause and effect. That is going to open up the circle of completion. And once you go through the full circle and understanding that you are the coin, you are not heads or tails, but you're the whole coin, that is when you step into the embodiment of the I am teacher. That is how it works. And that is the understanding of unconsciously competent. This is the teacher. You have mastered the lesson. It's second nature to you. This is the I am beingness. This is my authentic self presenting before you on the stage of life. I understand what I'm sharing with you tonight. It is in my body. It is in the embodiment on a DNA and RNA cellular vibrational level understanding. That is how powerful it is. And Adele mentioned the other night when she was doing a presentation, it was last week, I believe, when she was doing a presentation with Tim, she stated, you don't have to believe in the gift of legacy. You don't have to believe it. The gift of legacy is already there. You don't have to believe anymore. Do you know what she's talking about? She is talking about the unconsciously competent. Adele has done her work. She has mastered the gift of legacy. She can also assist you in any aspect, any direction, in any path that you need clarity on with the gift of legacy. She's the teacher. So when she shares that, she's trying to tell you, you have to do the work, dear ones, my sweet, beautiful, loving gift of legacy family. You have to do the work. And if you need assistance on your journey, I'm here to assist you. That is the inner understanding. That is what Candace talks about as well. It is the inner standing. We're all going there, each and every one of us. I wanted to give a little bit here because we're coming to the end. I wanted to give a little bit of the time paradox and only now exist, and how everything in the now is so powerful for you and your creations with the movement, with the gift of legacy, and your creations and becoming the best and highest self that you possibly can be to present to the world. Moment by moment, minute by minute, one is an illusion and one is truth. I will let you decide which one. Humanity puts pressure on the moments gifted to them by defining it to be a minute of time, removes them. It removes you from being present in the present moment of the now to create. All past and future meets at the center point of now, right now. Totality, the time paradox. 2014, I was teaching a course on the 12 spirit laws. It was based on the book with Dan Millman. He was the author, and I was able to speak with him and to go over the whole entire process of his journey. And that's a beautiful book that you all can read. It's the 12 Spirit Laws by Dan Millman. And he was so kind to allow me to teach his journey and a perspective of how I received it to a whole bunch of people in Colorado. And that was done in 2014. And that was a really great time in my life to step to the embodiment of mastery. And what I've learned with how I would engage my students is I would put them in a big line and they would face each other like this. There'd be one person here and one person here. And I would make them shake hands and say, hello, nice to meet you. My name is, and you say your name. Then you step to the right and you would do it again. And I would have them keep doing it again until they just kept spinning, until they realized and told me how the time paradox would work. Because you wouldn't understand it if you didn't have the human experience. So I gave them a human experience to understand the time paradox. Awareness, new level of consciousness equals wealth. I shared this earlier in a few slides earlier, but I work towards my future now. And if you can just really read this and embody it as you read, this will give you a knowledge standpoint of what it means to be in the time paradox. I work towards my future now. I am reaching my future now. I am always here and now. Now is my past and now is my future. Only now exist now. There is no future because I'm right now in the present moment. There is no past. But since I'm in my past right now, I'm living my past over and over and over as a repeat. Now, does that make sense? How we're in the cycles until we're in the circle of completion, understanding who I am and how I am creating my future with my past. That's how powerful you are. To explore the impossible is to experience doing something yesterday. Can't happen. Explore the experience of doing tomorrow, right now. You can do that. So why don't you try to do that? So maybe tomorrow, if you're blessed with a new day, well, there is actually no tomorrow. It's just another cycle that you're going to experience with no timestamp on it, because only now exists, right? But that's a rabbit hole. I don't want to take you down there, but I can also prove to you how that is true. But if you can do tomorrow, right now, that means you have the ability to create a new experience to have, if you're blessed with another cycle to have that experience, which would be your future creation. Only one of them are truth, but again, you have to do the work to figure that out, to see what I am speaking of. Remember, I'm just giving you a perspective, shared knowledge. Only you create it to be true or false. That is you. That's your free will right. You must arise above the opinions of yourself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. But you have to rid yourself of your opinions of yourself. You're judging yourself. That's not love of self. Therefore, you're going to attract people that do not love you, because it's all within the laws. And I ask that you reach the understanding that all failures are part of the designed process to creating your best abundant life. Everything that you experience, no matter what, don't judge it as failures. You can, but just don't see it as a life detriment to where you can no longer be something amazing the next moment you get and are blessed with. So thank you for each and every one being my witness, and thank you for wanting to grow with me. Mondays are all about growth. Mondays are all about inspiration. Gift of Legacy is blessing you with the opportunity to gain a new perspective, to change your belief system, and to grow and be the best and highest being that you can be on this planet and lead by example. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful gift. Gift of Legacy is giving each and every one of us. They're a full package. You get growth, you get the opportunity to learn what it feels like to have the human experience to receive, what it feels like to be a giver. Without that, you would truly never understand the definition of it anyways. So Gift of Legacy is going to bless you with all of that. But I leave you with this last question. What is it that keeps you from being all that you are capable of being? Allow your mind to answer these questions so you can come up with a solution to create your best life. So you could be comfortable in your new reality that you're creating for yourself. Again, what is it that keeps you from being all that you are capable of being?
Jennie.
What time is it? Oh, we went 9 minutes over.
Oh, you could have gone on for another 900 minutes. Oh my word. Wow.
There's a whole nother thing to do. Thank you. I forgot to tell Candace to remind me.
You know what?
But thank you.
We didn't want to
Showing up,
jump
everyone.
in and interrupt the flow. It was just absolutely beautiful, Jennie. Absolutely beautiful and mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing, let me tell you. You know what? I used to have quite a lot of deja vu in my life, and I haven't had that for quite a while. And about 3 times in your presentation, I had those, those deja vu moments where you're like, oh my word, wow. It like hits you right here. Dish. Absolutely beautiful. And you're like, I absolutely love what you said. You create tomorrow today. You know, I think you saw me. I just like fell to the side. I just went. I was like, my goodness gracious. Can't stop thinking about that. That was beautiful, Jennie. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So grateful.
Wow. So you still got part 3 next week Monday, or is it?
No. I don't actually, but I'm still going to create different things. So whenever you need somebody for a Monday, you just let me know. I have so much to
Definitely will. Thank you,
Thank you, Karen.
fellow alieness.
Yes.